I've taken Turkesterone for 10 days, and I've also been training for over 10 years. Let's see what this hype's about. We're gonna judge this supplement on 3 things. Did I get stronger? Do I look better? And how did I actually feel while taking it? And bonus tip for all you natty lifters trying to get the most gains, I've actually taken Turkesterone as well, which works in a similar way, and I'm gonna be comparing the two. Let's see which one wins. So before you say, oh Pete, it's the fake Turkesterone, it's not Turk Builder Max. Well, spoiler, you can't get Turk Builder Max in the UK. So what I did was I scoured the internet and I found it on supplemented.co.uk. I'll leave a link down below. And guess what? It's got the same Turkesterone as Turk Builder Max. A Juga Turkesterone 10:1 ratio. It also has some brown rice flyer, bovine gelatin capsule shell. So very small ingredient list. And interestingly, this has got 1500 milligrams of Turkesterone per single capsule. This is where it gets interesting. If we look at the price of Coach Greg's Turkesterone and the dosage versus the price of this costs me just under £10. And this is 90 days worth. The value proposition on this is absolutely incredible if it works. Hello, my name is Peter and I'm a qualified and more importantly still practicing physiotherapist. Let's get into it. Let's look at strength. So on Turkesterone, I lost strength. I started off with 110 kilos for 4 reps. Then it dropped down and I ended off with 110 for 2, although I could probably maybe have pushed a bit more if it was a better day. When it comes to the Turkesterone, I started off with 110 for 1 reps. Yeah, I'm cutting, I'm losing strength, that's what it is. But then after 1 week, I pushed 110 for 2 and 100 kilos for 5 reps. Now that's really good for me weighing under 80 kilos. And at the time I was 77.3 kilos or whatever I put up on the screen, you can see it. Then at the end of day 10, which had just happened to be this morning, I pushed 110 for 2. It moved a lot more smoothly and I went for the 3rd, although I failed it. But still, I felt better with that 110 and that's only 3 days difference. And also straight after that, I pushed 100 kilos for 6 reps, which is a PB for me personally weighing under 80 kilos and I weigh 78.3 as of this morning. But that strength is the sort of 1 rep or 5 rep, 6 rep max. That's not that important. The strength that I noticed shoot up dramatically was the strength towards the end of my session. That was insane. I just wanted to attack the weight. So I felt really aggressive in the gym, pushing harder than anything, and the pumps were absolutely incredible. Now I did notice this on Turkesterone as well, especially early on. I would say the difference between nothing and Turkesterone, which is a good bit of energy, and I went straight from Turkesterone to Turkesterone, the jump was exactly the same. So I would say Turkesterone gave me double the power in the gym compared to the Turkesterone, which is again a big bump up for strength. So the question, did I get stronger? Maybe. But what I didn't do is get weaker in a deficit, and for someone who's been training this long and cutting since January, I will take not getting weaker as getting stronger. So feeling wise overall throughout the day, I didn't notice too much other than being absolutely ravenous. I found it very difficult to maintain my deficit, to be honest. I've almost gone on a bit of maintenance. Well, I have for a while. I stopped cutting probably a month ago, and that's because I got too lean and I couldn't focus at work. So I've been maintaining, but my hunger levels have been through the roof. Like, I have been fighting every urge not to walk into the kitchen and absolutely clean out the fridge. Now, I will say that might not just be down to the Turkesterone. That could also be due to the fact I've got really bad hay fever, as you can probably tell by my eyes and my nose being bright red. So I'm on antihistamines, fexofenadine, which also bumps up the appetite. So it could be a combination of both, but that's a massive difference between Turkesterone and Turkesterone. Turkesterone, I didn't really feel those hunger urges. With this, I do, but my energy levels on this are way higher. The Turkesterone, I noticed a bit of a crash towards the end of the day. This is completely different. I don't notice that drop in energy level at all, which is awesome. Also, it's not really a major thing, but the Turkesterone gave me some vivid dreams, which I never have. The day I stopped that and went to Turkesterone, those vivid dreams disappear, and I cannot tell you what I've dreamt about over the last 10 days. Back to normal at least, so that I take as a good thing. Now, the pumps in the gym were next level. These were absolutely insane, and it goes with the aggression in the gym. I was attacking the weights like I've never attacked weights before. This was a new experience for me, and I absolutely loved it. Definitely a boost in the gym session, which is awesome, especially when being fairly lean. For me, my body does not like being this lean. Now, am I diced ready to get on a bodybuilding stage? No. Am I around 10%, maybe just under? Yeah, so my body hates that. So this was a pleasant welcome into my gym session. The other thing is the pump. It pumps up so quick, and the amount of new veins I'm seeing, veins on my abs, veins in my arms, veins everywhere with the gym pump was absolutely nuts. And almost just for this, I would want to stay on it. So let's get on to the physique. What visual changes were there? Now, without a pump, I would say very minimal changes, as you can see on the screen right here, right now. But with the pump, noticeable changes versus before with the pump. But the biggest change that I can see combining turkesterone and ecdysterone was my physique from last year. Now, last year I weighed pretty much the same. I'd been cutting for pretty much the same length of time, but I was a lot weaker. And okay, yes, I didn't blow up in terms of muscle, but I would say I'm probably around 2 pounds, maybe a kilogram more muscle, and I feel a bit bigger, and I'm definitely stronger. I could not push 110 kilos even for one rep this time last year, so I will take that as a massive win. So did my strength shoot up in 10 days? Not really. Did my physique drastically change in 10 days? No, but I'd say with a pump, I'm a lot drier, so I can see more striations, I can see deeper ab crevices, so there is a change, and for there to be a change in 10 days when I'm on a maintenance calorie, that is incredible. So I will say it did make me look better. So let's dive into the bits that I've got now that I never had before. The first one is I can almost see cross striations in my quads. So have a look here, tell me if you can see them or not, but as I'm tensing my quads, especially the lateral or outside quad, vastus lateralis, I can almost see some cross striations if I squint and look hard enough. They're not feathers like Sam Sulek, but for me, I'll take that any day. I've also got vascularity coming through my abs, and the video I'm going to show now, it's not pumped. This is when I got back from work, so I'd had a full day of eating pretty much, got back 8:30 at night, and there's vascularity in the abs, which is absolutely insane. I've never noticed that before. The next thing, all those small veins on the inside of the biceps, never had that before, which, I mean, I'm absolutely loving this. And then the calves always vascular. I've had those before. They're not the biggest calves, but they definitely feel bigger than they have been. I've also noticed Steve, little chest vein that crops up there on my left pec. That is brand new. I've never had that before, even last year, even on the ecdysterone. That's an absolutely brand new chest vein. And I've also noticed some veins in my shoulders, which I'd never had before. So vascularity has shot up, which I think is where I'm getting that visual appearance of actually being a little bit leaner. So, I mean, if your vascularity is up, you look leaner, or if you're leaner, your vascularity goes up. So did I get leaner? 100%. Did I get massively leaner? No. So is turkesterone a scam? In my mind, absolutely not if you buy it from these guys. Now, they say lab tested. I don't know which lab is testing them. So there's no independent testing on supplements.co.uk, or I can't find it anyway. But for £9 for 3 months supply of supplements, that is not a scam. But for some of the other prices I've seen on turkesterone, spending that huge amount of money, and yes, one of them, Coach Greg's, is independently tested, and it has been shown to contain the real turkesterone from Ajuga turkestanica. So fair enough, he's got that, he puts it on the website, and it is actually tested, so he's not lying, but the price tag is absolutely insane. So I wouldn't spend that much on the supplement. It's not that amazing. Is it better than creatine? Yes. Is it that much better than ecdysterone, which is cheap everywhere in the world? It's not worth 3 times what ecdysterone costs. But when it's cheaper than the ecdysterone and it works better in the UK from supplements.co.uk, and I'm not sponsored, I bought this from myself. I mean, really, I've got 1,000 subs. How the hell can I be sponsored? It is an absolute bargain, and yes, it does work. Now, just because it's worked for me does not mean it's going to work for everyone. Everyone responds differently to everything. That's why there's so many different supplements, so many different medications, so many different variations of anything that you take to achieve the same result. So, should you take it? That's the next thing. If you're brand new to training, within your first 3 years of going to the gym, you do not need to take something like this. Go in, enjoy the gains, slowly progress over time, and you'll be thankful that you've saved it for later. But if you're like me, when you've already been training 10 years and you reach a plateau or don't want to lose muscle on a cut, this is where this stuff can be insane. Now, I did notice if I take this late at night, this Turkesterone, I cannot sleep. It keeps me up the whole night. So I take it first thing in the morning, just before my gym session. I did try split it into 2 doses. That didn't work out too great. My advice would be, if you train before 4 p.m., take it about an hour before your gym session. That's what I would recommend. There's no research on it. And how long do you take it for? Well, some places say take it for 3 weeks, then cycle off. Other people say just take it indefinitely. There's no research on it, so I would say take it until you stop feeling the benefits from it, then leave it for a while and then get back on and see what happens. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it for the next foreseeing months and we'll keep track on the results. And also, if you're one of the 3 females who watches the channel, I can't find any research that says don't take it. I can't find any research that says take it, other than on the packaging, which says if you're pregnant or lactating, do not take the supplement. And I would go exactly with what they say. And also on the packaging, if you're under 18, do not take this supplement. If you want to see all the weird and wonderful things that happened to me when I took Turkesterone, watch this video. And if you want to see if you should bulk or not, watch this video. Until then, guys, we'll catch you in the next one.